A school's former athletic director framed the principal with an AI-generated voice to make him racist. Yeah, that's what the police are alleging. This dude's, he's been criminally charged. Dazan Darian, 31, was charged with disrupting school activities after investigators determined Darian faked Iceworth's voice and circulated the audio on social media in January. According to the Baltimore County State's Attorney's Office, Darian's nickname DJ was among the names mentioned in the audio clips he allegedly faked. Quote, the audio clip has profound repercussions, police wrote in charging documents. It not only led to Iceworth's temporary removal from the school, but also triggered a wave of hate-filled messages on social media and numerous calls to the school. The recording also caused significant disruptions for the PHS staff and students. My friends, wow. The first thing I did was I looked up the audio itself because I'm like, how do you get framed with AI audio? It's got to be some pretty dang good AI audio. And in fact, it's not really at all good audio. And I mean, it's good enough to question. And so I have it. I am going to play it. It's not the most egregious thing ever. It's just him basically he insults black people and then he says something about Jews, I guess. But I think the guy who did this, clever. Now, he's allegedly done it. We don't know exactly what happened, but the story is, this goes back to, we have this story from the Baltimore Sun. Pikesville High principal facing scrutiny by school system after highly offensive recording released. This is nuts. Imagine you're a principal at a school, some guy doesn't like you. So he records you, runs your voice through an AI voice machine, and then leaks the audio, and then everyone just believes it. What are you going to do? Suppose the issue is you can't believe anything now. And this is just the trial balloon, because we are going to see this like crazy ramping up in the next couple of months. There's already an app called 11 Labs. There you go. Now you know about it. Where you can take, unfortunately, I would say for myself, for some reason it can't AI imitate my voice. I don't know why. But you can take almost anyone's voice, load it in, and then after about like even 20 or 30 second sample, it can recreate their voice perfectly. It's really good at Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson. It seemingly can't get my voice. It's weird. It does this. We've tried it. We've tried it on IRL. You know, we'll like, as an example, have, you know, Jordan Peterson say, don't clean your room or something like that to explain to people. But whenever my voice is loaded in, it just talks like this. And it doesn't use the same, I don't know. It's weird. For some reason, we've played it several times and we tried different samples and everyone's just like, that doesn't really sound like you. And I'm like, I'll take it. So this dude temporarily gets removed from his job. But let me play the audio. We have this here. It's 45 seconds. Project Baltimore played this. And I warn you. So it says, y'all, this is my principal, a white man. The teachers he's mentioning are black. And here's, I think the audio should play.
You're me and only me. You know, I seriously don't understand why I have to constantly put up with these dumbasses here every day. Between these ungrateful black kids who can't test their way out of a paper bag, or these teachers who don't get it, how hard is it to get these students to meet their grade level expectations? Lawrence and Ravenel should have never been hired. And don't let me get started on DJ. I'm going to drag his black ass out of here one way or another. I'm going to get something to stick. I'm just so sick of the inadequacies of these people. And if I have to get one more complaint from one more Jew in this community, I'm going to join the other side. Kathy, I'm done.
So right away, you'll notice in the middle. So I wanted to hear this because I'm like, how do you catch that it's AI? People believe this was real audio. I do not believe this is legitimate audio. I do believe it's AI. And the reason is it appears he accidentally used two... So when you're doing voice AI manipulation, they have a variation meter. You can like adjust the variance. And it looks like he for whatever reason, generated two different sentences using the exact same intonations. They sound identical except for the word said. And that is not human. Humans do not speak that way. And so as an example, saying something like, you know, I'm going to go walk my dog and then I will get on a bus. And then someone said, you know, I'm going to go buy a hot dog and then I'm going to drive a car. You'd be like, that's strange. You get my point? Like it's in the middle. Let me play it again for you so you can hear it.
Can't test their way out of a paper bag, or these teachers who don't get it. How hard is it to get these students to meet their grade level expectations? Lawrence and Ravenel should have never been hired. And don't let me get started on DJ. I'm going to drag his black ass out of here one way or another. I'm going to get something to stick. I'm just so sick of the inadequacies of these people.
So you notice he starts the sentence, they start very identically. I think it's actually before this.
Between these ungrateful black kids who can't test their way out of a paper bag.
See, that sentence didn't make sense. Test their way out of a paper bag. Like nobody would talk that way.
Or these teachers who don't get it. How hard is it to get these students to meet their grade level expectations?
Anyway, you get the point. It's not identical, but I listened to it and I was like, yeah, that definitely sounds like fake AI generated voice. He's not responding to anything. And the thing that is really hard with AI voice generation is getting proper intonation on sentences. So like, I'll give you an example. Actually, this is really funny. There's a viral video I saw from the Spider-Man 3 video game. And it's a really good example of the difficulty in the AI voice generation is exemplified by this. So do you guys remember Spider-Man 3? You know, with Tobey Maguire? So they made a video game of it, and Tobey Maguire had to read lines. If you do not have a director, you don't know how to say the lines. So I've done voices for Freedom Tunes. Shout out to Seamus Coughlin and Freedom Tunes. And Seamus will send me a script, and we know this. You can ask me to read lines as Dr. Fauci or whatever. Oh, Fauci's out of the news, but you know, I was the voice of Fauci on Freedom Tunes. But without actually giving me direction, it doesn't make sense. The example. In the Spider-Man video game, it's a scene where Sandman grabs Harry Osborn. Let's just, for those that don't know anything about this, the bad guy grabs the character named Harry. And Spider-Man sees it happen and goes, Harry. Why? Because when Tobey Maguire was reading the lines for the game, he likely did not have a director. There was a sound tech who said, these are the lines they sent, just read them. And he's like, okay. And then it says Spider-Man, Harry. And so he goes, Harry. And then he goes to the next one. When they're adding those voices to the game, Tobey Maguire didn't realize he's supposed to be going, Harry, yelling as his friend is being swallowed by the villain. And people were like, he doesn't even care. And I'm like, no, that's not it. It's that he doesn't know what he's reading for. When you punch words into an AI voice generator and you say something like, the cat stole my cheese again, and you want it to be angry, it's actually difficult to get it to do that because it'll go, the cat stole my cheese again? And you're like, wait, why did it add that inflection? It does things like that. Or another example is, if I were to take an AI voice and had it say something like, Timcast IRL is the greatest podcast of all time. Check it out now. It's up live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Often the AI goes, Timcast IRL is the greatest podcast of all time. Check it out now, 8 p.m. live. You're okay. You see that's not how a person talks. And so the challenge then is you have to put punctuations and you have to try and figure out how to massage and manipulate it so that it actually creates what you're trying to get it to create. And so often you'll have to do an ellipses. You'll have to, this is funny. When I put the word Biden into like a voice chat thing, I don't put B-I-D-E-N. I put B-Y-E space D-E-N, Biden. So there's an app called Suno and S-U-N-O, and it makes songs. So I was taking Trump Truth social posts and loading it in. The problem is they would say Biden, and they would say I'm unity. So you have to actually break words up to make it say it phonetically because it doesn't actually understand modern English, I guess. So in order to get it to say Biden properly, sometimes it will, I put B-Y-E space D-E-N, so it went Biden. That's the only way, because it was going President Biden once, and I'm like, no, what? Or, it just weird things like that. Biden, and none of it made sense. Anyway, I digress. Welcome to the game. It is happening. We are watching it right now. This is just the beginning. As this AI tech improves, you ain't gonna know what's real. This dude, people believed it. They believed he actually said this stuff. Now the dude's been criminally charged for it. He's also charged with theft and retaliating against a witness related to alleged illicit payments he made to school athletics coach, as well as stalking. Yo, that's crazy. Baltimore County Police Chief Robert McCullough, County Executive Johnny Olszewski, and School Superintendent Miriam Rogers announced at 1:30 p.m. press conference to discuss the case. iSwart's voice, which police and AI experts believe was simulated, made disparaging comments towards black students and surrounding Jewish community. It was widely circulated on social media. Question about the audio's authenticity quickly followed. Police wrote in charging documents that Darren had accessed the school's network on multiple occasions, searching for open AI tools and used large language models that have practiced deep learning, et cetera, et cetera. The only voice one that I know about is 11 Labs. There may be more. I just don't go around searching for it. But I will say this. Here's the fear. This guy's an idiot. So allegedly, he makes the audio and then posts it himself. Here's the scary thought. Ain't nothing stopping you from posting an imitation of someone's voice. We had talked about this on IRL. If I do an impersonation of what I would describe as rally Donald Trump, I'm not really good at doing a voice of Trump when he's talking calmly. I don't think my Trump impersonation is all that good. He's a hard guy to impersonate. But I'll typically do that, where he's like, I don't know if I can do it on command like this, but he'll say something like, Timcast it's a good show. Some say very good. I can do an imitation gimmick of it, but it's the more exaggerated Trump. I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to imitate Donald Trump saying, Tim Pool is the best. Some say too good of show. And that's not a crime. If that is the case, then there's nothing stopping me from using any tool to also make those imitations for the purposes of parody. Falsely impersonating someone also isn't necessarily a crime. So where it gets interesting now is they're charging him with something, and it may actually be a civil matter. They're saying disrupting school activities. That's what he was charged with? I don't know, man. What if he posted a video and says, this is my principal, and it was, I don't see how this, I gotta be honest, I don't see how this is a crime. He says, this is my principal, and then he does the voice. What if I said, this is my president? I'm Donald Trump, and Tim Pool's so good. He's the best. But that's not a crime. And if someone believed that was actually, it's not a good Trump impersonation. I'm not saying it is. Maybe my Fauci is better. It's not illegal. You don't have to be wearing 2 masks. You have to be wearing 12, because if you don't, we are going to arrest you. And that's not even a good Fauci either. They're exaggerated cartoon versions. The point is, none of that's illegal. What if I used an AI to do the impersonation for me because I was making a joke and I said, hey, this is Dr. Fauci, and it sounds like him saying wear 12 masks, and people thought it was real. Am I legally required to label things satire or parody? This is where things break down and get absolutely nuts, because I don't know how you charge this guy with a crime. Perhaps it's for the purpose of fraud and you got to prove intent. I get it. But man, this is wild. It absolutely is. Further, I would just say this. If the dude made the audio, and maybe he didn't, I don't know. Maybe someone else made it and gave it to him. But considering he was searching for AI stuff, that's the evidence they have. But imagine someone made the audio, recorded it, published it, and then posted on a forum somewhere, hey guys, I made this fake audio of my principal because I think he's a scumbag, and I imagine this is what his inner monologue sounds like. And then someone on that forum took the file and posted it to Twitter with no context. People then hear the audio and they're like, whoa, this is the principal saying these things. They couldn't charge you. You'd be like, I posted on a forum saying it was satire making fun of him because I think he's a racist. I didn't do this. You see, there's nothing you can do. The machine has gone nuts. Trust nothing. How are we supposed to know it's real? They have AI detection software, but I don't know how good it's going to be. So all I can say is it hath begun. Next segment's coming up tonight at 8 p.m. over at youtube.com/TimcastIRL. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all then.